What's your take on Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett, the three Trump-appointed justices? Now they're dealing with Donald Trump directly. How does that work, just on an interpersonal basis? You know, do they feel any loyalty to the former president, or do they feel the exact opposite, that because they were appointed by Trump, they need to be extra judicious and cautious when ruling on something involving Trump directly?
Personally, probably a little of both. They probably feel grateful, obviously, to Trump because he made the appointment, but they also know that they have a lifetime appointment ahead of them, and they can't be perceived as favoring the person who appointed them. We know from yesterday's argument on abortion that Justice Barrett probably will go against the administration. She asked questions that reflected her gender more than her political loyalty, and Kavanaugh likes to be with Roberts, kind of in the middle. So I think those justices will determine the outcome of this case, and I think they'll have both some loyalty and a tremendous loyalty to their job as Supreme Court justices in the arbiter of the Constitution.
All right, Alan, I want to go to New York and talk about today. Day 7 of the Trump paperwork trial in Lower Manhattan gets underway. 10 a.m. in Lower Manhattan. Take a listen to the media reacting to Judge Marchand ruling on the gag order, which he has yet to do but could rule today. Let's listen.
I would give him 2 weeks of home confinement with an ankle bracelet.
He's struggling to stay in a courtroom without standing up and trying to leave, complaining about the temperature. I think even a brief stay in one of the holding cells in the courthouse would be very difficult for him.
The fine is not going to deter, but incarceration will. So the question is, will the judge do it? And if I were the trial judge, yes, I would impose jail time.
Okay, so, Professor, 2 questions for you. Is it even constitutional to broadly gag Trump like this? And then the other side of that question, why is it taking Judge Marchand so long to rule on this?
This is a hard case. This is prior restraint, which is anathema to the Constitution. And in a normal case, the American Civil Liberties Union and CNN and others who proclaim themselves as defenders of the Constitution would be on Trump's side. But, of course, they'll never be on Trump's side. These useful idiots who want to put him in jail probably don't understand that if he was sentenced to jail, that would guarantee his victory in November. And it would even get people like me to say, my God, you can't do that to a person running for president of the United States. This is a paradigmatic instance of prior restraint. Prior restraint is not permitted by the Constitution except in extraordinary situations. I know I helped win the Pentagon Papers case back in the day when the Supreme Court held that prior restraint was illegal. Now, you can stop him from intimidating jurors, but you can't stop him from insulting witnesses or criticizing witnesses, especially witnesses who are criticizing you. That has nothing to do with the conduct of the trial itself. And so if he were sentenced to jail, he would immediately take the case to the higher courts, and the courts would probably undo the gag order, at least in its breadth.
Professor, have you decided who you're voting for, by the way?
I have not. I'm watching Columbia more than I'm watching these downtown trials to decide who I'm voting for. What I worry about more than anything is that a lot of these extreme radicals at Columbia now who are yelling, "We are Hamas," are going to become a fifth column in this country and are going to actually join Hamas and engage in violent terrorist actions the way radicals did in the 1970s. So I think this is an extraordinarily serious moment in American history. And if we don't take seriously these claims that we are Hamas and we love rockets and rape is resistance and all of that, we're in a very serious problem with terrorism in this country and a fifth column by radicals who are today marching and protesting and tomorrow maybe planting bombs like the Weathermen did back in the 1970s.
Scary thought, Professor. We got to leave it there. I'm going to mark you down, though, as leaning toward Trump, at least right now. That could change. That could change.
I'm not leaning any direction.
Professor, we'll leave it there.
Fine.
Enjoy having you on. Great to see you again. Alan Dershowitz, thank you.